Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another quick chat. And I want to talk about Tia Mowry and her sister Tamera Mowry. Okay. For those people that may not know, Tia is coming to us with a new reality show that is going to be featuring herself solo, her daughter, and maybe a few friends. I'm not too sure about family, but we can confirm that Tamera will not be a part of that. Okay. And the show is called My Next Act. And I believe that it'll be dropping very, very soon. Okay. I believe that it's going to drop on October 4th, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to tune in. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see exactly what all Tia has going on. It seems like she's going to be navigating being alone, life after this divorce, trying to get out there and start dating again. Um, I am excited for Tia. I am concerned for Tia, y'all, in all honesty. Believe it or not, we see these people on TV all the time. And sometimes we don't think about the fact that they too could be battling some type of depression or something. And I think about that with her. As I've been reflecting, I'm like, when you're alone, you don't really have many outlets or people to talk to, you could get in your head a lot. And that could potentially lead to some type of depression. She doesn't have Corey anymore. It appears that she doesn't have Tamera as a person she could really lean on. So we'll get a chance, I'm sure, to see inside of her circle and who are some people that she's able to kind of lean on just a bit. But I can imagine the battles and things that may go through, go through her mind often. Okay. But the two closest people that she used to have, she doesn't really have that at this time. Okay. But like I said, she's coming to us with a new show, and I do want us to go ahead and get into some of the audio for that show. So let us go ahead and do that. Let's check out a snippet as to why we're here. Okay. And why we're here is because Tia makes a statement in this trailer about her not being close to her sister. And then she then had a source come out to clarify, or at least try to clear up some of the things that people may have misunderstood from that trailer. Well, now she's coming back as herself, not as a source, but as herself with US Weekly to clear up any misunderstandings that the people may have. So I want us to get into that and just break that down just a little bit, because Tia, so fast, girl. It's not giving what it is you want us to believe that it's giving. But let's check this. And we'll just listen to it because I won't be sharing the video, okay? But we'll listen to it.
I've always wanted the family dynamic of having a mom and a dad in one household. And when you're dropping your kids off, you actually visually see how that is no longer.
We're about to go to Daddy's house now. Being alone has been the most challenging part of my divorce. It's times like this when I feel and wish that my sister and I were still close and I could, pick up the phone and call her. But that's just not where we are right now.
How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing the headlines. I know y'all are going viral right now with the awkward hug. Like, it's so
exhausting.
stupid.
It's exhausting.
I know.
The red carpet video, yeah, about that. This was the first time that Corey and I had ever seen each other on the red carpet since the divorce. This is an event where women are being celebrated and honored, and he had never gone to any one of these events. I go to them almost every year. It was blown way out of proportion, and we actually went viral. People are wanting to know what happened and why it happened so much that they are trying to create narratives and stories in their own head and then putting it out there. Who does that? In the beginning of my divorce, I became obsessed. That's a little intense. I became fixated on what people thought, what people were saying, what people were thinking. Oh, God, the real reason Tia asked for a divorce. Really, do you know the real reason? Tia Mowry keeping her divorce a secret, but here's why. Why did Tia Mowry give up a good thing and leave her man?
All right. So that's just a snippet of what all Miss Tia had to say. But primarily, she's talking about her divorce and the challenges that she's been through and how it's been really difficult, right? And not being able to, talk to her sister, who she used to be so close with, is very unfortunate for her at this time because she really needs somebody to lean on. So a lot of people started to take this story, run with it like, oh my God, the ladies are no longer close. What is really happening? What's going on? And people would start to dissect the character of Tia as well as Tamera, reflect back on the reality show and go and, watch different clips and stuff and try to break down the dynamic between the ladies. It was a lot of conversation on social media. Regarding the sisters and people trying to understand why they aren't as close as they used to be. I mean, I've even gone back to watch some of the clips, shout out to E. Shout out to E Entertainment. Entertainment Tonight, because not Entertainment Tonight, but E, the channel E, I'm able to watch a lot of clips about the sisters. You doggone could really about watch the whole season with all of the clips to kind of like just see the dynamics of the relationships and stuff like that. So a lot of people have had things to say, and I can imagine how it's made Tamara feel. And now people are bringing her husband into it and feeling like her husband may have something to do with the sisters not being as close. And Tamara has not said a single thing. I feel like Tamara not saying anything at all to me does confirm that the sisters are not in the best of places at all. But I also understand why Tia feels the need to come out and clear things up. Like, we're not talking to each other right now, or we're not as close, but we don't need to make it any worse with you guys trying to create these different theories and stuff of what's happening with us. Okay. Let's not. We're just not at that place, and it's okay. It happens with siblings, and we push forward. Okay. So yeah, but she did come to US Weekly where she wanted to kind of clear up some things. And I do want to get into a bit of what all she had to say over there with US Weekly. So the first thing she says is, you could hear it from me. And this is basically what I was insinuating. I feel like as we grow up, we all start our own families and their children need to learn to lean on them. She says we begin to take on new roles and responsibilities within our lives. I'm sorry. She says, you can hear it from me. And this is basically what I was insinuating. I feel like as we grow up, we start our own families and the children need to lean on them. Okay. We begin to take on new roles and responsibilities within our lives. Okay. So that is what Tia says. And then she also goes on to say, in these transitions in life, sometimes you just want a hug. And you just want someone to be as accessible as they used to be. And that is not the case. It's called life. Okay. Now, when I hear this, it makes me question. I'm not gonna lie. Like, were you leaning on Tamara a bit too much? And Tamara was like, you know what? I do not have time for this. I got my own family. I got my own issues. I got my own stuff, and I just don't have room for your stuff either. Especially if I'm offering you advice that you may not want, advice that you're not even considering on taking. So I do wonder if there was a bit of, being drained by the other when it comes to this relationship. Now, she goes on to say, I love my sister very much. She loves me very much. We have a closeness and a beautiful connection, but that's what that was all about. Okay. It's just how life unfolds and it happens with many families. So basically, Tia is saying that my sister is busy. She's living her life. She got her husband, she got her household. I have my life. Okay. I have things I have going on. So basically, us being busy and serving many different roles in our lives is what's causing us to not be as close. But I honestly beg to differ. And because you guys already had this years ago, you've already had this years ago. Okay. You guys could have been, separated at some point, stop talking or whatever. But I'm sure you guys have had your on and off, moments or whatnot. And maybe they're just in that phase where they're having an off moment right now. I think Tia is going through a lot of transitioning right now as well. And maybe, Tamara can't relate and she just doesn't want to deal with that. And I think that's okay. I think you should have boundaries when it comes to things like this. So if it ends up being that, hey, we not talking for a few months because I got boundaries, cool. Because some people don't want to talk about the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And there aren't any changes, or you're not trying to listen or any of that. So, I mean, maybe it is a much needed break for both of the sisters. I mean, hell, they came into the world together. They've been doing everything together. Okay. So maybe this is a much needed break, okay? But keep in mind, Tia does go on to tell them more. She says, when you've been in the industry for over 30 years, things are always taken out of context, and it is what it is. The only thing that I can do is control my behaviors and be the best person that I could possibly be. And that's what both of us are. We are incredible, inspiring examples, and we have been that all our lives. So why change that now? Is what Tia says. Now, that's interesting because that's not too much different than what her husband, I'm sorry, her ex-husband, Mr. Corey Hardick, said when he did the pivot. We got into a clip of that where they talked to him about co-parenting, and he was just saying that everything, is about the kids for the most part. He's focusing on the kids, and he can only, do his best part, control himself, make sure he's doing things the right way because he wants to receive all of his blessings for himself. So it's kind of similar, not too far off with the wording of what he mentioned in that one. So, yeah. Tia wanted to come and let the people know that. She also wanted to make sure that everybody knew that they don't live close either. They used to live close to each other, but that's not the case anymore. Okay, only her dad and her brother live in Los Angeles. Okay, and that's Taj Mowry. Those two live in Los Angeles. Then she goes on to say that Tamera actually lives in Napa, which is a good distance, right? With her husband and her kids, right? So that's where she is. And then they also have a brother, Tavier, who lives out in Tennessee. Okay, so they're kind of like spread apart just a bit, and she believes that that distance may also play a factor in them not being as close. Okay, I do have to say and be honest and say that I feel like Tia is giving us a bunch of excuses. In my opinion, I don't believe that she's keeping it all the way 100, but I do believe she's keeping it a good 80%, maybe 75. I do believe she's keeping it a bit real, and honestly, I feel like we are not entitled to their information, but because they are reality stars, they are putting things on display. She's about to come out with this new show. Then, maybe she feels compelled to give us more details because I mean, we kind of grew up with them at the same time. So we want to know what's happening, what's going on with the sisters, right? But it's probably no different than what's happening with other people and their siblings, right? But when she comes to the front to just let us know, oh, she's busy with her life and she has a family and stuff. And she talks about, oh, well, she lives in Napa and I live in Los Angeles. I don't know about that because when Tamera did that interview with Entertainment Tonight a few months back, it's giving you guys are definitely at odds, and it's more than just, oh, she's busy with her family. I have my family. It's giving y'all had a slight disagreement and a little bit of a falling out, not fall out of love, was just a falling back is what you guys had. But I want you all to check this clip out from Tamera in Entertainment Tonight.
Tia is living her life right now, and Tia is doing Tia.
Tia's returning to reality TV.
I know. I didn't know until I found out with the rest of the world.
Any chance we'll see you on there?
She didn't ask me. So I take that as no. She's like, this is my story, right. And I can only respect that.
Are you and Adam trying to set her up on any dates or anything? Are you guys playing Cupid at all?
I feel like she doesn't want any of our input right now. And I can only respect that. So I think she is doing her.
You know her better than anybody, so you were like, I'm not going.
So I'm respecting that.
All right, so y'all heard what Tamera said. She is respecting that. Tia don't want the advice, okay? So it seems to me that the advice they may have been given in the past, Tia was not as receptive to that advice and decided to take a falling back. So much so that she didn't even like, hey girl, guess what I'm doing? I got this new show coming out and stuff, It's like that. Some siblings don't tell each other stuff. So hey, I guess it's just different for these two because people are so used to seeing them together. They're twins. They share everything. So I think people are a slight bit shocked. And then there's a great amount of people that's not surprised at all. Okay. But I just wanted to come talk to you guys about that. Let you guys get into all of the details and stuff and let me know how you're feeling about it. Whether you feel like Tia came out here capping or whatever, or if you feel like, hey, who cares? It's, sister stuff, we all go through it at some point, you know, where we're not as close as we once were. It's a life thing, as Tia called it, and it's a growth thing as well. So leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything we discussed so far regarding Miss Tia Mowry and her sister Tamera. That's all that I have at this time. I am Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jami, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soldier Ray. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for this and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't